Good morning and welcome to Tuesday Tea with Annie. I think this is episode 23. I am super excited. It's probably 23 and a half. Today I do not have any tea. I'm rocking my, for fuck's sake, drink your water bottle. Because I am prepping for a massive workout in a little bit. So, just wanted to stop by as per usual. I'm wondering why I always say that. Today, I'm here to talk about something really important and a lesson that really changed my life. And when I say changed my life, I am not exaggerating. It changed the way I saw life, the way I responded to life, the way I took advantage of the things life threw at me. So it just came up this morning in a conversation I was having with someone, and I wanted to share it with you. And it's all about the whole idea we have in our head that life might be unfair, might be throwing us curveballs, might be putting obstacles in our way. And I want to talk to you about how important it is to shift that mentality and to know what mentality will serve you best. So whoever is in, drop a comment, because I can't see you on my phone, and I know I say this all the time, but welcome. Okay, so what happens when something doesn't go your way? How do you react to it? How do you respond to those things that are out of your control? Okay, and I'm gonna explain why I'm using quotation marks on this one. How do you feel and how do you react to this? Okay, it's very important for you to start realizing that the way you respond to things is not the way that everybody responds to things. So understanding that there are different ways to respond to whatever life throws your way is the first kind of like glimpse of clarity and sunshine in what might be a very dark place in your life. For me, I used to use blame a lot because that's what I learned at home. In my household, my dad was always looking for somebody to blame. I remember that the first time actually, let me give you this example. I remember distinctively crying when I was a little kid, probably in 3rd grade. I remember crying as my dad berated me because I did not have an A in a class. And I was crying, feeling horrible about myself. And then a light bulb came up for me. And I realized that there was something that I could say that could possibly maybe fix this for me. Because I wasn't sad about having a bad grade, which it wasn't even bad, it was probably a B. I was feeling bad because my dad was screaming at me. So as a kid, the first thing I said is, I am never gonna get an A because the teacher has favorites and I am not her favorite. And I remember naming that person, who's also one of my best friends now. It's the person that I grew up with. And I said, I am not her and the teacher has favorites. That was the first time, not only, because that's not a lie. I mean, kids lie. Kids can make up a lie and say, no, I didn't do it. I made up an excuse for myself. Okay? I want you to see that very big difference. Not only was it a lie, because there was no really, I couldn't prove that, it was an excuse. I was giving my dad an excuse as to why I did not have the grades that were expected of me. Okay? Fast forward many, many years, and as human beings, not only when you're kids you start making excuses, you do that when you're a grown-up. Imagine your work, imagine at school. How do you respond? What's the accountability? Are you the type of person that has the mentality of the buck stops here? Or are you the type of person that's looking for something or someone to blame for whatever circumstances are happening in your life? Okay? So this is the first premise that I want to bring about to you. Not only does life is not happening to you, life is happening in response to you. Okay, so it's responding to you. Life is responding in a way that will move you forward as long as you shift the mindset. When you realize that life is happening for you, life is happening to allow you to grow, to learn lessons, to do things differently, that's when things start really to shift for you, right? Because you start seeing life in a different way. This shit's not happening to me. It's happening for me. So what do I get to learn from it? Imagine this situation. And it has never happened to me, but it almost did. And I think it has happened to people I know. So you're running late to a place. You leave your house. You're driving. And you're already late. It's okay. And the gas light comes up in your car. It's a far drive. You're already late. So if you stop, you might be even later. You have two choices to make. You either stop for gas, understanding that, this is the lesser of two evils, or just brace it and drive as fast as you can and make it there, not knowing necessarily what's going to happen. Okay? It is a metaphor, but I want you to think about how many times are you faced with those types of decisions, and how many times you pick the one that might end up the worst just because you're willing to wing it, just because something is not a priority for you. So you rather take the risk of, in the end, being left stranded in a foreign place than take the preventive measures. Okay? And then afterwards, people say, once they're stranded, oh, that's just my luck. That's the type of day I'm having. No! You chose not to put gas in your car. It's important for us as human beings to start taking responsibility for the decisions we make. It's not about what life is throwing your way. It's what you're doing with it. If you are having a sign of what could happen, if you already know what are the possibilities here, you need to make an informed decision and realize that whatever happens after that is just a consequence. It's not the universe conspiring against you. I am actually a firm believer that when you're clear on what you want, when you know what you need, the universe conspires in favor of you. So what does this mean? It means that when you take responsibility for your actions, and I'm not talking about blame or fault, when you realize that you get to respond to any circumstance that happens in your life, that's when life starts changing for you. Okay? Because the only thing that you can control, and even though control is, in fact, somewhat imaginary, the only thing you can really do for yourself is take responsibility for your actions, because your willpower is what's going to determine the results in the life that you have. Okay? And I know a lot of people are going to hate on me on this whole positivity and optimism talk, but I know for a fact, mostly because of the examples of the people around me, that if you put your focus in responding to life, rather than throwing your arms to the sky and saying, oh, I can't control this or I can't control that, rather than finding the possibilities, you will be able to get the results you want in life. Everything else is a fucking excuse. And I am tired of excuses. I have clients that come to me telling me, well, not clients, I have people that come to me telling me, oh, I'm just like this, or I'm lucky like that, or I just do not respond well to pressure. Well, guess what? Life is giving you pressure. If you do not respond well to that, you are not gonna make it. You are not gonna make out of life what you need it to be. I had a text from somebody today. We are meeting for a coaching session recently. It's our first coaching session, so I'll give her that, and actually responded with that. She said, well, we were meeting in a public place, and she texts me saying, I don't think if I feel comfortable answering like hardball questions in this, hi Jaritza, I don't feel that I'm going to be comfortable answering hardball questions in a public space. And I totally get that. But guess what? Life is about getting uncomfortable. Life is about not cutting yourself too much slack. That client, no, I'm not going to meet her on the first meeting at a public place. But she can bet her ass if she's watching this. She's going to meet me at a public place at some point, because no change happens in your comfort zone. And no change happens when you do not take responsibility for your life. And let me break responsibility down for you. Response ability, the ability to respond to whatever is thrown at you. You don't have to cause it. You don't have to control it. But you better start seeing how it's going to work for you, okay? Life is not always going to give you what you want, but it's always going to give you what you need to get to the other side. Once you start seeing life that way, once you start seeing the things that happen around you, and you start asking the question, what is this for? How is this serving me? How can I become a better human being after this? That's when you're gonna get shit done, okay? Everyone, that was Tuesday Tea for me today. The video is gonna be up in my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. And if you have any questions, any topics that you want me to cover soon, just let me know. Drop a comment. I am really excited about how this video is and how the community is growing. So that's it for me. Have a great day.